Have a look at this.
The last country I've traveled, I'm thinking what's the last one I was in. I've been to 89, I met with 89 heads of state so far. So I'm trying to think, where was the last place I was? It's hard to keep track. I mean, yeah, you're right, Ireland. That's where it was. How'd you know that?
Oh, Peggy, what on earth? I mean, only 13 days previous to that meeting with the children, he'd been in Ireland. And yet when he's asked the question, which country he last visited, he said, I'm trying to think what was the last place. And one of the kids then, as you heard, reminded him it was Ireland. And he asked the child, how did you know that? Peggy, this is bizarre. It's not laughable.
It would be funny and, embarrassing if it wasn't so dangerous. And it would be one thing to have this nice press event with these children if he was actually doing press events with people asking him real questions. And to your earlier point about running a campaign from his basement, I anticipate that he will be able to run a very restful instead of rigorous campaign. He's got the mainstream media pulling for him. Apparently, in the last 2 years, he has only done 4 events before 10 o'clock in the morning. So this is not somebody that we expect to see out on the campaign trail a lot. I expect that this will be a campaign by proxy. He'll have others saying what great things he's done for the country. We look at even his announcement rollout. It wasn't a big, highly attended event. What was it? A video that had been highly edited, highly doctored, probably took a dozen takes to get right. And they released it by video because they couldn't even trust him to stand up and announce properly that he was running for president of the United States, unlike announcing last time that he was running for senator from Delaware.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, he couldn't even recall where his grandchildren lived. He said, I left somebody out. I think I said 5, 6. I've got 1 in New York, 2 in Philadelphia, or is it 3? I don't know. You confuse me. And then, Peggy, he can't spell 8. Viewers, I mean, this is serious. This is the leader of the free world who wants another go when the free world's in disarray. The free world's being dominated by Putin and Xi and the Rocket Man, simply because I understand the fundamental weakness of this person. Have a look at this. He can't spell the word 8.
But we have 1,000 billionaires in America. You know the average tax rate they pay? 8, EIGH%. 8%.
God, stop it. You can't stop it. I mean,
well, in the comment,
I mean, this bloke
the comment
belongs
from the kids about the grandchildren is also ironic considering the timing this week when his son Hunter Biden is in Arkansas fighting a child support payment. There's DNA proof that Joe Biden actually has another granddaughter that he fails to acknowledge or mention. And Hunter Biden refuses to pay as much child support and so is going to court for it. He is going to open the genie release the genie out of the bottle, and he's not going to be able to put it back in and may regret fighting this child support payment for a child he knows is his in Arkansas. So it's interesting that Joe Biden couldn't answer that question when he has another granddaughter he knows about that he refuses to acknowledge.
I mean, the bloke belongs in a house, but it's not the White House, it's a house for the aged. And I'm telling you, there's every doubt he won't even get to next year. What's Arnold Schwarzenegger up to when he says if Donald Trump gets the US Republican nomination, the Democrats will win? And he says there's no way Donald Trump could win another presidential election. And Donald Trump's lead amongst Republican contenders is anywhere from 20 to 46 percentage points. What's Schwarzenegger up on?
Well, I think he's speaking for the Democrats who actually support the fact that Trump is supposedly going to be the nominee. They think that they can beat him. But what they underestimate is that this time around, Joe Biden actually has a record to run on, not just rhetoric. And so when you look at the record of Joe Biden, if indeed he goes up against Donald Trump, it will be very different. It won't be hyperbole and it won't be speculation as him being the great unifier and making America, better than ever. He has a record that he's going to have to defend. And it's terrible on China, on the border, on inflation. Every metric has gone down in the wrong way under Joe Biden. And to the flip side of that, Donald Trump has policies and a record that he can run on as well. And it's one that benefited the American people and made the world stronger.